Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish.
This is
The Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish. This is the Petri dish. There's something brewing in here. And today, it's recipes that I have for oatmeal. Guys, I've been eating a lot of oatmeal in the morning because my blood pressure is high.
Okay.
What's your favorite preparation of oatmeal, Jonathan? Do you have one? Are you a packet guy?
Yeah, honestly, I like the strawberry instant. It's the best to me.
It's classic.
Yeah.
I was always a peaches and cream
That's
person.
pretty good too.
Yeah, but then I became allergic to peaches. And I was like, well, fuck.
Good. Yeah.
So I just stopped eating oatmeal, but
Yeah.
it's apparently, aside from Cheerios, it's one of the most heart healthy, soluble fiber breakfasts.
What about Raisin Bran as well?
It's too sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it though.
I do love Raisin Bran. I just can't do most cereals because of the amount of sugar in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been making my own oats. Blueberry oatmeal is always a classic because it's frozen blueberries, oats together. Wonderful. Tastes like muffins. But today I tried to get fucking fancy with it because we're broke as hell right now. So I don't have like anything on hand. So I was thinking of just doing like cinnamon brown sugar just to, do a classic. But instead, I went and I had some sesame seeds left, and I toasted the sesame seeds in butter, and I made a honey and toasted sesame oatmeal.
Nice.
So it wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So guys, get yourself here. This is the recipe portion. Get yourself about 3 tablespoons of sesame seeds, toast them in 2 tablespoons of butter, toss a cup of oats and a cup of water in there, and you got yourself a classic. And then drizzle a bunch of honey, to your taste. I'm only allowed like a tablespoon at a time, or else my body will explode. But hey, oatmeal is good for you, and eat it. This is brought to you by Oat Foundation and Toyota's terrorism wing. Oh, did I tell you last episode we don't have ads anymore? Or at least like the last episode, nobody bit. Everyone was like, no.
Okay.
Oh, now we can tone it back down. We can get regular again, Jonathan. Big Brother's not watching anymore. We don't got to be all edgy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But I just thought that would be fun.
Yeah, we had ads for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had 2 episodes worth of ads.
Yeah, and we just drove it into the ditch. Yeah.
That was, that's kind of always the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smoke it to the filter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. There's another segment that has been popping up lately that I want to get into, Jonathan. It's time for Jonathan's pooping update.
Well, okay, I pooped some today, but I took 6 laxatives last night before bed. So I'm
glad you didn't shit the bed.
Right, so me too, so much. But I'm getting pretty desperate, and I weighed in at 212.8 today, which is still, I would say, still puts me in constipation territory.
I thought you were going to say, like, that's 8 pounds lighter than I was last week.
No, I wish. See, that's what I'm shooting for, is like, just keep taking all this shit until I am. But
what do you think could come out? Like, do you think that at one point you maybe ate like a rubber ball and now that's in there and you got to just like shit a whole rubber ball?
Squeaking.
Yeah, like there's like a tennis ball that comes out. You're like, that's where that went.
Okay. No, it's just that I feel bloated and backed up, and it's just, yeah.
That was Jonathan's pooping update.
but also, I'm not supposed to eat till about noon
Oh yeah,
because I'm intermittent fasting.
there you go.
So, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I've only
intermittent
recently,
fasting, intermittent pooping. You're just on a crazy
yes,
schedule right now.
yes, I really am. Um, but I was gonna say something I forgot.
I do have a chicken update. This week we did our first supervised outdoor time with the baby chickens. Editor, play the clip. Holy shit, look how cute those baby birds are. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. People online suggested like before you just dump them out there permanently, maybe give them some time to like be outside for once. So
Okay.
I was like, that's a kind of a good idea. So we sprinkled some food on the ground, kind of let them hunt and peck where their roost is going to be.
Nice.
Yeah, and they were just scared little babies, all huddled together. But they
Yeah.
eventually started, moving around, figuring things out. It was cute as fuck. I love those little bastards.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
but they're still very young. They're on their third week of life, so they're
Yeah.
starting to get their little outdoor feathers. But we were out there for like 15 minutes, and then they all huddled together and were just like ruffling their feathers. I was like, oh, these little babies are like 50 degrees is far too cold for us. We need it to be
Yeah.
90. And I'm like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
survive a winter soon. But
Yeah.
that's the chicken update. They're doing good. We still got all
Yeah.
6 of them. They're fucking dope as hell. God, I love those little
Nice.
chickens.
Nice.
Oh, I love little baby animals.
Yeah.
What's the cutest animal you've ever seen, Jonathan?
Cutest animal. I would say probably the cutest animal that I've seen in real life is probably a kitten.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
Especially when
kittens
they
are
got
pretty cute. Yeah.
their little dumb blueberry eyes when they're real tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
That's what I would go with. I mean, I've seen plenty shit on the internet.
yeah. But like,
Yeah.
it's different when it's right in front of you and you're like, oh
Right.
no, I have
Yeah.
this incredible urge to squish it to death right now. Maybe that's just me. Whenever I see something real small, I'm like, I want to press this against my face until one or both of us has ended. Like I don't understand the
Yeah.
compulsion, but
Yeah.
I think like once you get over 6 feet tall, you're just like, it's smaller than me. I want to squish. So I sounded like John C. Riley there for a second.
Yeah.
I've never
You
tried
did.
that voice before.
Do it again. Do it again. Yeah.
You don't touch my drum set. That sounded
Okay.
more like Barney from The Simpsons.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We don't need an impression corner today.
No.
Maybe
No,
eventually.
we do.
I'm going to come in here
Maybe
with hot
eventually.
impressions. People are always there was a point in YouTube where like every shitty impressionist was trying
Uh-huh.
to make a like, ooh, I'm rapping Eminem's Rap God in 100 different voices.
Oh.
And so like
Oh God.
there's a weird niche part of YouTube that is just an endless barrage of like dorky white dudes singing Eminem's Rap God as like
Okay.
Stewie Griffin.
Okay. Oh God.
And it's just like,
terrible.
I understand like the sausage has to be made, and that is what was
Yes.
popular for people to click on.
Yeah.
But to go through the donation bin of internet content now,
Yes. Yes.
things that are cool in like a end cap at a Walmart or a Target look a lot different when they're sitting on a shelf in a Goodwill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I always think about that with like the things I make. Like, is this going to be sadder upon the location that I find it in?
I don't think so. I think you make good stuff.
Well, thank you. I always try.
Yeah, that's why I'm here to be a part of what I can be. You
'Cause
know,
I
I like Bobby and Bobby's brain and what it comes up with as far as weird shit.
Oh,
It's
thanks,
good.
man.
Yeah, it's good.
I just always want to be like, if you found my things in a bargain bin, you would go, "Oh, sweet," and then want to buy it rather than being
Right.
like, "This belongs here." I've been
Yeah.
I've been trying to get more into the music sphere again because
Okay,
I'm still
cool.
actively listed as a contributor to the Dying Scene like punk blogging website.
Okay.
And so people like hit me up with their music, and I'm like, fucking, I don't even want to listen to like my own voice. Why would I want to listen to other
Yeah.
people right now?
Yeah.
But I'm getting to
Yeah.
the point where I'm like, okay, if you want people if you want people to come to you as any kind of like voice of like, here's what good music is, you
Yeah.
have to start listening to some of those bands.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't want to be mean to people.
Fair
I want to be
enough.
truthful. But if people are
Right.
like really wanting me to review their album, I'll review an album that's bad.
Yeah.
But I don't want to become a negative album reviewer, because that's what's
Right.
popular for people is negative shit in the algorithm. And I
Oh.
don't want to contribute to like negative album review. Like,
Well, don't make any content with it. Just review the
put it out.
album honestly, and then give that to the artist and be like, "Look, I like these things, but you've got work to do here, here, and here." You
Yeah,
know.
that could be. And also, I don't want to air them out because they seem like nice guys. But there's this pop
Right.
punk band from India that's been hitting me
Okay.
up, and at first I
Okay.
was like, "That's kind of cool,"
Yeah,
like
that is
I was like,
cool.
"That's pretty rad." But then I listened
Yeah.
to it, and I'm like, little bit misogynist, little bit too misogynist for me,
Yeah.
But it's misogynist in a way that like 90s pop punk bands were.
Right.
So I'm like, boys, I understand your influences. I was once right there with you
Yeah.
15 to 20 years ago,
Right.
when
Yeah.
I was a dumb idiot teenager. But
Yeah, you gotta clean it up now.
yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a reason why things like I Need a Girl That I Can Train didn't become classic
God.
pop punk lyrics, because you're just like,
Ooh.
like
Yeah,
we don't
like
need to go
what?
back into like, oh, well, I'm gonna make a jaunty pop punk tune about how women shouldn't vote or something, like.
No, no, oh
So
God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just a certain point where I'm like, the genre of music that I like frequently intersects with views I don't agree with, and the
Yeah.
amount of bands that exist within that sphere that are positive is difficult to deal with. So
Fair enough.
I think I'm just going to keep ignoring the bands that I don't like, stand behind,
Yeah.
and just review shit that I like. But the shit I like is weird. But
Well, that's good.
that's me.
In a
Yeah.
way.
So
Yeah, honestly.
I think I'm just going to review. Actually, there is a really good new album that I can't shut the fuck up about. And also, I showed it to Alicia, and she loves this band too. So I think like that's how I know other people would like it, because it
Yeah.
is past the my wife doesn't think it's annoying test.
Nice.
But it's a band called Winona Fighter, which is already
Okay.
amazing name.
Okay, yeah.
Winona Fighter, and they just released an album called My Apologies to the Chef, and
Okay.
that album is just front to back fucking 14 bangers.
Nice.
Not a skip on the fucking album. I've been listening to it for couple weeks now. It only came out in like January or February. Oh, I remember. It came out on Valentine's Day. That's why I remember.
That's such a pop punk thing to do.
Right?
It's to
And
release yeah.
they are like
an
the
album
perfect
on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and they're like the perfect intersection of like the kind of embarrassing whiny pop punk of the early 2000s. Like
Okay.
they encapsulate the embarrassment that we feel as teens that like Avril Lavigne could capture.
Okay.
But they have enough like talent and credibility, and are like as good, I think, as like old Paramore was.
Okay.
So like they're at this perfect intersection of like they're still fun, they're still a little dorky, but they come at you hard with like great heartfelt lyrics and amazing like riffs. And the girl that sings also drummed on the album, so like
wow.
the instrumentals and the vocals are tight together too, because she controlled the rhythm and wrote all the lyrics. So
Nice.
I fucking love Winona Fighter. If anyone is into catchy pop punk shit at all, Winona Fighter is going to be for you.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what I'm shouting out this
Fair enough.
week.
Yeah.
You got anything that's been really tickling your brain lately, Jonathan?
Not really. I'm waiting for the new Harry Potter show.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like they're gonna do a good job on it.
I hope so.
I
I just hate
don't
J.K.
know.
Rowling so much that I just refuse to participate in the
Oh,
universe anymore. I
really?
didn't play the video game. I'm not gonna
Okay.
watch the show. I'm just fucking checking out.
Okay.
But
And I love Harry Potter. It,
yeah,
you know,
I
it,
know. Like my wife
yeah,
also loves Harry Potter. She
yeah,
probably is gonna watch the show,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
just like, can't do it. I got too many trans homies. I'm like, I'm
Okay,
checking out.
okay,
It's kind of like I have the same feeling with Harry Potter that I do for like what's that fucking band? Lost Prophets. There was a real good pop punk band or like
okay,
emo pop punk band in the
okay,
mid 2000s.
okay.
And plenty of those bands have allegations, and
Ooh,
sometimes it's just like a guitarist, and sometimes it's just like, oh, their old drummer used to be a fucking pedophile.
yeah.
This was the lead singer of this band,
Oh God.
and not only was he a pedophile, he was grooming a teenager who was pregnant to
Oh
then
God.
let him have sex with her unborn as of yet baby. And I was like, I read that, I was like, fucking what?
Yeah,
And so like
yeah,
that's a band I cut all ties with immediately. I was like, no, 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 no.
yeah,
I took them out of every playlist. I like blocked them on all my things so they don't even come up on like a fucking shuffle. And they
yeah.
still sometimes like sneak their way into like,
Sure.
I'm like playing a 2000s playlist that I didn't curate. And I'll
Uh-huh.
be like, who's playing the Baby Raper song? And people will be like, and I'll have to educate them. I'm like, this
Yeah,
is an okay song, not nearly good enough for the horrible crimes. And
yeah.
that's where, not to say that J.K. Rowling is a baby rapist pedophile, but
No.
with the amount of riches she has gained off the backs of the children she exploited, to then turn on them and still be one of the richest people in the UK using her influence to fuck with those kids and the trans kids they try to protect is like extra fucked up to me, because like she's rich because she exploited children already,
Okay.
and now she's just like doing it again, and I'm like, fuck, no, I can't. You
Okay.
know,
I
where it's
didn't.
just like sometimes the weight of things that people do and have done is just so heavy that I'm like, I can't. I'm under a weighted blanket trying to like just
Yeah.
look at this, and I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
shaking the whole thing off.
Gotcha.
So that's how I interact with content, and that's why all of my interests are so varied and strange. If
Yeah.
I find one thing that I'm like, it's clean, I'd fucking dive in.
Oh, question. Okay, would you give me an official review of my um uh food reviews on the spot?
On the spot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Uh Needs better audio.
Okay.
Definitely needs better audio because there's so much restaurant noise sometimes.
Okay, yeah, that's
Uh
not gonna happen.
that's
Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a thing that
Keep
like
going.
involves equipment.
Yep,
Let's
yep.
see. Some light editing, some light cuts could be fun,
Nope.
just to cut down some of the length and some of the general uh dead space
Okay.
and jokes that don't land that you abandon halfway through.
Yep.
Um
Okay. Okay, keep going.
I
Yeah.
do like how frequently it will end right on the bite,
Okay.
or at least that's the point. But
Yeah.
sometimes the people filming don't quite have, which is why like sometimes editing it would be good if it all consistently ended on the bite. But who knows? Whatever
Okay.
you want to do with it.
Yeah.
But I like that
Okay.
you're going to all these like completely different locations, which is what
Fair
I like
enough.
about it. Is
Okay.
like there's no niche for you.
Um.
It's like what a human would eat,
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
like some fancy bullshit that like is inaccessible. So that's the thing I like.
No. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
that's
Everywhere I go is reasonably priced for the quality that you get.
yep,
And that's how I eat, and I think that's how most people eat.
yep,
Is that they want to pay for something that they appreciate, and yeah, and what they're getting. And so, the reason why I started this was to help Pop's Backdoor Pizza grow, because it was insane to me when after I had their food, I was like, why is this place not packed all the time? Because it's really good. And
Do
so,
they need a guy to hold a sign and just stand out in the street dancing? Because honestly, I think you could nail that. Just you're
well,
out there just wailing on an air guitar of a pizza sign.
no. Well, the thing is, that's the impetus behind my joke about I used to work at a pizza place and then made me go hold the sign. That that was real, and I don't want to ever do that again. Um, I held a sign once, and it was very demeaning.
Yeah, the things people yell at you are crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I always just had headphones in.
Okay. Nice. Did you hold a sign?
Not only, well, I didn't hold the sign. There was one person holding the sign. I dressed fully as a cowboy for a pizza restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and was just
Hell
out there
yeah.
waving, pretending to be a cowboy, waving
Okay.
people and pointing towards the sign that someone else was holding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just okay.
I think
That's
I nailed that
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, you
Did it for
probably
one
did.
weekend, and then I was done.
Right.
Because
Right.
that one, it wasn't a job, it was a volunteer thing. So we were
Oh,
doing, well, not volunteering, we were doing a fundraiser through them.
oh,
And so
gotcha.
part of that was just like, you can either go inside and help bust tables or you can
Uh,
be the cowboy. I was like, I'll be the fucking cowboy. I don't give a shit.
okay. Okay.
I was drunk
Yeah.
anyway.
Nice. Yeah.
College.
Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah.
That was an interesting time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. What else happened this week? Oh, speaking of animals that I've seen that are cute, we were
Uh-huh.
picking up some chicken feed at the store and we saw, at first we were far away and I was like, oh my God, this dog is so skinny. I was like, what's wrong with this fucking dog? Is this guy like not feeding his fucking dog? And I get closer and it's totally fine, normal weight. It just stands weird and it's like weirdly sinewy, but it's like
Okay.
it's like a medium-sized German Shepherd. It's
Okay.
so weird looking because like I'm used to
Yeah.
huge German shepherds, and this thing's
Right.
like medium sized,
Exactly.
scrappy looking. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's not a puppy because its head was like full grown. And we were like talking to the guy, we were like petting it. He was like, oh yeah, it's half coyote.
Oh wow.
Like, because the entire time I was like, oh, it's smiling so big. I was like, oh, it's got such
Yeah.
a crazy smile. And he was like, yeah, it's half coyote. I was like, oh shit, that's why. So like, yeah, we were just
Yeah.
petting a fucking dog that's half coyote. He had so
Coyote.
much energy. He was like flipping out. He was just like, ah.
And nice.
God, that dude was
That's
adorable,
that's dangerous though.
right? He
Yeah.
looked like a scrappy little douchebag. I loved
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I met a
Yeah.
dog that was half coyote. It was pretty
Yeah.
fucking dope. I suggest
That's
it.
that's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't I don't know that I've met a lot of hybrid animals. I've seen a liger before. They make me sad.
Interesting. Interesting. I have not seen a liger. I tried to feed a llama with from my face, like um in a bar one time.
Like just like a piece of straw.
No, 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 like a llama treat in
Oh,
my
okay.
lips,
That's
and
less crazy.
and then go up and kiss the llama. And the llama was not having it. He was just like eyeballing me like, I'm gonna fucking spit on you. And I was just like, please, llama, take the treat because I don't want to get spit on.
Please just be chill and don't bite my nose or something crazy.
Exactly, yeah. But, yeah, we just reached an impasse. It didn't take the treat at all, and I didn't try to force the issue.
When you
Yeah.
first said you fed a llama, my initial mind had like a handful of kibble. So my
Okay.
mind went to like a handful of things. And then you said from your mouth. So then my mind immediately jumped to you like cereal bowling your mouth with llama treats and just being like, come get me. Get out of my mouth. And that was a crazy vision because I like I could see former slight alcoholic Jonathan
Yeah,
putting a bunch of llama treats in his mouth and trying to get
sure.
animals to
Yeah,
like
definitely.
there was a point where I'm pretty sure we could have convinced you to put a bunch of bird seed in your mouth and just go
Uh-huh.
stand outside and like wait
Yes.
and it would have
You totally could have. Yeah, I would have had bird shit in my mouth and everything.
I'm
And I
glad
would
we
have just
didn't
been
I'm
like,
glad we didn't let birds shit in your mouth
yeah, thank you. Me
too many
too.
times. Sometimes it happens, you know.
Yeah, it does. It does
Just
happen.
going outside for a cigarette, just going
Uh, uh,
birds shitting in your mouth.
yeah, yeah.
You know what they say? At least 8 birds shit in your mouth while you're sleeping every year.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
I've been doing this thing because my favorite bit is saying that shitty spider thing. Like, you eat 8 spiders every year in your sleep.
Yeah,
Because my wife fucking hates spiders. So every time she
okay.
sees one, I
And
keep saying it, but I
yeah.
keep ratcheting up the number. It's like the last
Nice.
time I was like, they say you swallow like 30
45.
spiders a night in your
Nice.
sleep. And she's like, no, shut the fuck up. Next
Nice.
time I'm just gonna be like, you swallow 1,000 spiders a second every time you breathe. If you close your eyes and breathe, all spiders every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You just
That could possibly be true in Australia though.
that's
Because
true. They fucking fly on their webs.
yes, they do. They have those tornadoes of spiders.
Fucking
Why is there not
wild.
like a spider tornado movie yet?
Spider NATO. Because
Yeah.
spiders are too crafty. You know what I mean? Like it's enough already that we have little spiders that we're afraid of. If everything was like tarantula size or bigger, or if like
Yeah.
all spiders were the size of like king crabs,
Yeah.
I don't think we'd stand a chance because they're fucking crafty.
Okay. Yeah.
They're always sneaking up on me,
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
but they are chill though. They're like chill roommates. We kept a spider alive near our plants just because he was eating all the bugs, and so like
Nice. Yeah.
as long as they don't encroach on your territory, I kind of keep them around sometimes because
Okay.
cool
Yeah.
little guys.
When I was living in my apartment alone in Greensboro, the one where I had my accident in, there was this big spider in it that I called Roger, and he would just like, you know, just
Stare at
hang
you.
out. Yeah. And I would just be like, holy shit, this is a big spider. What are you doing? And he was just like, catching bugs and things. And I'd be like, huh, this is weird that I'm talking for a spider. But that was me and my alcoholic days. So it was like, it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah, drunken talking to spiders, guys.
Right,
You know what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what I didn't do shit this week. Like I stayed indoors. I didn't go out and do any more comedy. The week
Okay.
started off real bad for me because last week
Why?
last week I found out that I was doing my work all wrong.
All
Uh
right.
yeah. And like not only was I doing it wrong, I was doing it wrong confidently and like not
Yeah.
checking in all week.
Yeah.
And then he came back at the end of the week and he was like, hold all charges to this charge code. Don't do it. Stop all work. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
But through the week, I've got it all cleared up. I've got regular hours. I'm ready to work again. It just took a
Good.
week to like,
Straighten it out.
took a week to get that clog pushed through. But
Hey, yeah, I can relate to pushing clogs through.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That was a good one. You got me on that one.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Nice.
I've just been keeping my head down this week because last week was like the last bad week that I have planned. So I'm kind of glad it like went as bad as I thought it would
Okay.
because now I've been broke as hell for the whole year. We've already gone through my tales of being broke as hell this year. So much
Okay.
weird shit has happened from Fat Boy dying to getting
Yeah.
sued by Bank of America, all the weird shit.
Yeah.
But now everything all with that is all squared away for the first time on my little money tracking app. It was like, you were in the green $34 in February. I was like, yes.
Yes.
So I'm coming up to the end of March and I have like a few $100 in my pocket.
Nice.
I sold some stuff on the internet, so I got a little bit of cash just like waiting to get released. And
Nice.
we're going into April, which has 3 payday Wednesdays for me. So I'm getting a 3 paycheck month rather than a 2 paycheck month.
Nice.
So I'm like officially climbing out of the hole for the first time in like 4 months. And I just
Good.
feel I just feel better, man.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, you do.
last
Yeah.
week was rough. Like that was the first week while I've been on my new medication that I was like,
Hmm.
I could feel my brain fighting it today. I could feel my
Nice.
brain wanting to
Yeah.
flip out, but the meds held strong and I did not flip
Nice.
out and do something crazy.
Okay.
What I did find out is eBay has a feature called My Collections, and I can add all the Pokemon cards I've collected over the years to that collections tab. And if any of them get super expensive, I can just choose to list it really quick and
Nice.
sell things. So,
Cool.
probably going to get into selling some of my Pokemon cards that I've been saving up
Okay.
because fuck do I not need a bunch of that, and I do
Yeah.
need more space in my house and cash in my pocket. So
Yes.
I've been getting
Yes.
into the selling my shit game. That Hulk Hogan light switch sold only for like $18, but that's
Okay.
for a little
It's
plastic
18
piece of
bucks.
trash from the 80s.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
fucking take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's like a whole pre-roll at the dispensary. So that dude just bought me a joint for his old racist action figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. Speaking of old racist action figures, did you see Elon Musk crying about people taking delight in the Tesla stock crashing?
Yeah, I mean he's too far gone, man. I don't
He's
give
just
a
so
fuck.
crazy.
Yeah.
He went fully off the rails. He was
Yes.
chainsawing things on TV, being like, all of your jobs are gone, haha.
Yeah,
And then the minute
yeah.
someone's like, hey, look, this asshole crashed his own stock, he's like, oh, everyone's so mean to me. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, a week ago you were saying empathy is a weakness in humanity. Grow
Yeah.
some balls and go fuck yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Jesus
completely
Christ.
with that statement. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hey, guys, Elon Musk, you can still suck my dick. I'm going to release my second diss track on you real soon about how your
Okay.
company's crashing into the ground.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else going on with you, Jonathan? You got anything to plug?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I ain't got shit going on right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't. But yeah, I was gonna say my mom has called me twice. So so is it all right if we mosey on?
Let's land this plane. Guys, I don't think I have anything going on except for in February. I have one show at the April. I've got a show like April 24th. So keep an eye out for details on that. Other than that, listen to Sad Giants, watch Jonathan's food reviews at No Ham, No Subs, and just be fucking dank to everyone except for Elon Musk. Bully that dude if you ever see him. It'll be good no matter what. You will always be correct.
Yes.